Well, I don't know if you've ever seen or ever hung out with a baby, and if you know that game where they try to fit blocks in certain shapes into certain size holes, and they just can't seem to grasp it. It's very obvious to you what they should be doing, but for some reason this baby can't figure it out. Well, this series is sort of going to be similar to that if you know how to PK. Are you going to watch me and you're going to be like, why the heck is this guy playing the way that he's playing? The correct thing to do is very apparent, but for whatever reason, I won't be doing it. And that's because I'm trash. I am trash at this game. And the goal or objective of this series is to get me from trash to passable. Right? Trash to passable. Then another sort of short campaign goal I have is unlock the rune pouch. Right now I'm at about 23 points, and I need 75. I've done this before on my main iron, like 2 years ago. And back then they had bots they would literally just attack and like try to kill another bot, score a point that way, run and hide till the end. And that's how I got 75 points. So my goal here is to actually fight people whenever possible. And as far as I can tell, there's uh, not a lot of bots, at least from as far as I can tell. But also, I'm so bad that like it can be hard to tell if someone's good or if they're a bot or if they're average, right? Because I'm so bad. My general strategy that didn't really hold up in this fight, but just my strategy to kind of learn to PK in small doses is camp, range, and melee. And sometimes you'll see me branch out into mage. It just kind of depends. And the philosophy there is it's the same way I learned to kill Zulrah. My first Zulrah kill, I actually did it by camping range. And it took 7 minutes, but I didn't have to worry about switches. I managed to get that one Zulrah kill in. And obviously, that's not going to work I mean, just look at this here. Like, I clearly do not want to know what I'm doing. And then I get slapped and dropped. But like most games, I can get at least one kill. And so it's at least bearable for me in that way because I'm making slow but consistent progress. Just from a points perspective, um, I'd appreciate y'all's feedback about how I can improve my PKing, how I can improve my video editing. I know a lot of PKers, like Bodie, when they do LMS, will just cut to the kills. Well, for me, there ain't going to be a lot of kills. So I figure I'll just show you the content that I got without too much downtime. And then, yeah, I'd also appreciate any like setup advice. One thing I was wondering about is in terms of my screen layout. Some people will use this screen layout, the classic layout. I'm curious if others use modern, if that matters. I mean, here you can see, like, in one defense, I figure, and again, I'm not very good, so I could be wrong, but I figure you got low defense. If you just camp range and match prayers, you'll probably out DPS them. And here I go for the D skimmy spec, which is probably a waste. You're probably better off hitting a DDS spec off prayer when they're off prayer. But I don't know. I feel like I could have done way worse there, but I also could have done way better. So yeah, having a lot of fun. I mean, I'm not very good at old school RuneScape at all. I've been playing since probably 04, 05. Took a break post evolution of combat, but came back probably right after the release of old school. So yeah, and I definitely have most trouble with one defense and berserkers. I feel much more comfortable in a max main setup or max stats. But nonetheless, I mean, again, you can see here trying to camp prayer. I don't remember if I kill this guy though. My instinct is to say I die, but we shall see. We shall see. Make your predictions down in the comment section. I mean, this guy, it's hard to tell when they run around like that. Nope, he's going to kill me. I have a feeling. Um, Look at this. You can't move around that much and not win. Like, I hate it. Yeah, I remember this guy after looking at his name. Yeah, I think this guy wins, unfortunately. uh, yeah. Yeah, also, what plugins do you use? I mean, in the bottom left, I hate that stat comparison because it doesn't do anything for you when you're in um, LMS. Oh, looks like I do get him. Nice. I was pretty happy about that one, at least based on the mouse movement, you can tell. So, yeah. I don't know. I feel like Jagex, they're in a hard position in terms of PvP updates, right? It's hard to decide who do you cater to in those things, right? Like, there's not really enough of a population of PKers to justify huge amounts of content. At the same time, it's kind of very close to the identity of what RuneScape was back in 05, 06. Admittedly, most of us didn't really know what we were doing because we were kids, but then you had folks who had fully developed brains and knew how to play. Um, yeah, so it's really from a development standpoint, kind of in a hard situation. And in addition to that, they have corporate obligations, right? They need to be profitable because they're owned by a company who kind of, I would assume, has some level of control over where Jagex is headed, which I think might be why they're releasing this other game, supposedly this Survivor game that I would be surprised if it actually made it to release. But yeah, so not a horrible fight. I mean, for someone my skill level, I feel like I'm improving. So leave any feedback, comments, questions, concerns in the comment section. Be well.